Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English lesson series. I'm Emma, and today we're going to explore something rather elegant, a structure that will make your English sound truly professional.
Hey there, I'm Jake. And Emma, when you say elegant, I get a little nervous. What are we doing today?
Don't be nervous, Jake. We're going to talk about the subjunctive mood. It's a special verb form we use when we make formal recommendations or suggestions.
The subjunctive. Right. I'll be honest, even native speakers sometimes get this one wrong, but it sounds really polished when you use it correctly.
Exactly. So today we'll learn sentences like, I suggest he leave early, or, it is essential that she be on time. Notice how the verb stays in its base form.
Yeah, that's the weird part. We don't say he leaves, we say he leave. No S on the end, even though we're talking about he or she.
Precisely. And we'll also learn 5 powerful words today: recommend, insist, vital, essential, and propose. By the end of this lesson, you'll be using them like a true professional.
Sounds great. Let's break down the grammar first.
Right. So in English, after certain verbs and expressions, we use the base form of the verb. The base form is the verb without any ending, no s, no ed, no ing.
So for example, the base form of goes is go. The base form of takes is take. Just the simple, plain verb.
Exactly. Now, after verbs like recommend, suggest, insist, propose, and demand, we use this base form, even when the subject is he, she, or it.
Let me give an example. Normally I'd say, he arrives on time. But with the subjunctive, I'd say, I insist that he arrive on time.
Beautiful example. And we also use the subjunctive after expressions like, it is essential that, it is vital that, and it is important that.
So I could say, it is essential that she be present at the meeting. Not she is, just she be.
Wonderful. The verb to be is the trickiest one because it always stays as be, never is, or are, in this structure.
Okay, let's see this in a real conversation. I think it'll click for everyone once they hear it used naturally.
Jake, I heard your company is having some issues with the new project. What's happening?
Oh, it's a mess, Emma. The deadline is next Friday, and our team leader keeps changing the requirements every day.
Goodness. Well, I recommend that he stop changing the plan immediately. The team needs stability.
I agree. And honestly, I propose that we hold a formal meeting to set clear goals.
That sounds sensible. It's vital that everyone understand the priorities before moving forward.
Exactly. My colleague Maria insists that the deadline be extended by a week, but the boss won't agree.
I would suggest that the boss listen to Maria. Sometimes a small extension saves the entire project.
That's true. It's essential that he consider her opinion. She has more experience than anyone on the team.
Indeed. And I propose that you speak to him privately. A direct conversation often works better than a group email.
Good idea. I'll recommend that he meet with us tomorrow morning, before the situation gets worse.
Excellent. Now let's pause and look at what just happened in our conversation.
Sure. I noticed I said things like, I recommend that he stop, and, I propose that we hold. No s, no ing, just the base form.
Yes, and you said, it's vital that everyone understand. Notice it's not understands, even though everyone is technically singular.
Right. And I said, Maria insists that the deadline be extended. Not as extended, just be extended.
That's a passive subjunctive, which is also very common. Be extended, be done, be sent. The verb to be always remains as be.
Let me try a tricky one. I recommend that she is more careful next time.
Ah, lovely mistake for teaching purposes. We should say, I recommend that she be more careful. Remember, base form only.
Right. I recommend that she be more careful. Got it. The S and the auxiliary verbs disappear in the subjunctive.
Exactly. And one more thing. We can also use should after these verbs, especially in British English. I recommend that he should leave is also acceptable.
But in American English, we usually drop the should and just use the base form. Both are correct, just different styles.
Quite right. Now let's hear another dialogue, this time in a slightly different setting.
Emma, I'm thinking about applying for that international job in Singapore. What do you think?
Oh, how exciting. But I would recommend that you research the company very carefully first.
Yeah, I've started. They have a great reputation. But the salary negotiation worries me a bit.
I'd suggest that you prepare specific numbers before the interview. It's essential that you know your market value.
Good point. My friend insists that I ask for at least 20% more than my current salary.
Your friend may be right. It's vital that you not undersell yourself. Companies expect candidates to negotiate.
I propose that I prepare 3 different scenarios: a high offer, a medium offer, and a backup plan.
Brilliant strategy. And I'd also recommend that your partner be involved in the discussion. Moving abroad affects everyone.
Absolutely. Sarah and I have already talked about it. She insists that we visit Singapore together before any decision.
Wise woman. It's essential that both of you feel comfortable with such a big change.
Definitely. I propose that we go for a long weekend next month, just to get a feel for the place.
That sounds wonderful. Right. Let's now look at our 5 vocabulary words more closely.
Sure. Let's start with recommend. To recommend means to suggest something because you think it's good.
Yes. For example, I recommend that you try the new restaurant on Main Street. Or, the doctor recommends that he rest for a week.
And in business, I'd recommend that the manager review the contract carefully. Recommend is polite and professional.
Next, insist. To insist means to demand something firmly. It's stronger than recommend.
Right. My mother insists that I call her every Sunday. She really wants it. Or, the teacher insists that students arrive on time.
And in formal writing, the customer insisted that the manager apologize. You can hear how strong insist sounds.
Now, vital. Vital means extremely important, necessary for life or success.
Quite. It's vital that we save water during the drought. Or, fresh air is vital for good health.
And in business, it's vital that the team communicate clearly. Without communication, projects fail.
Next, essential. Essential is very similar to vital. It means absolutely necessary.
Yes. It's essential that you bring your passport to the airport. Or, water is essential for plants.
And in education, it's essential that students practice every day if they want to improve.
Finally, propose. To propose means to suggest a plan or idea formally.
Indeed. I propose that we meet next Tuesday. Or, the company proposed that the workers receive a bonus.
And in meetings, people often say, I propose that we vote on this issue. It sounds organized and formal.
Wonderful. Now let's review what we've learned today with a quick practice.
Okay, Emma. Give me a sentence to complete.
Right. The doctor recommends that he... What?
The doctor recommends that he take his medicine twice a day. Base form, take, not takes.
Perfect. Now, it's essential that she...
It's essential that she be at the airport by 6. Be, not is.
Excellent. And one more. I propose that we...
I propose that we begin the meeting on time. Begin, in the base form.
Marvelous. Now let me try one. Jake, give me a tricky sentence.
Sure. The boss insists that the report finish by Friday.
The boss insists that the report be finished by Friday. Passive subjunctive, be finished.
Nailed it. So remember, listeners, after recommend, insist, propose, suggest, and after vital and essential, use the base form.
And don't forget, even with he, she, or it, there's no S on the verb. Just pure, simple base form.
Try writing 5 sentences today using each of our vocabulary words. Practice makes everything stick.
Brilliant suggestion. Well, that brings us to the end of today's lesson. You've done splendidly.
Yeah, you should be proud. The subjunctive mood is one of those things that really separates intermediate from advanced speakers.
Quite right. In our next lesson, we'll explore another fascinating topic, inversion for emphasis. Sentences like, never have I seen such a beautiful place.
Oh, that's a fun one. It makes your English sound dramatic and literary. Definitely don't miss it.
Until then, keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember, every sentence you build makes you stronger.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jake, she's Emma, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Take care, everyone.